Hey guys, Scott here again with the latest of my beer dissection, I guess, series, if you want to call it that. What I have here today is, I've only done this once. I've been doing some commercial examples most recently. I think I reviewed one local brewery within 10 miles of here, West Hampton Beach Brewing Company, which I highly recommend, and have yet to get my some beers from my friends at Moriches Field Brewery to do some things with them. But today what I have is one, I haven't done this very often. Usually a lot of times I'll have the beer before. I've had it like my Sam Adams videos. I've had the beers over the course of years because it's such a large, commercial brewery, even though I think technically they're still craft breweries. I have this beer from Sand City Brewing Company, which I didn't even know existed. Okay, it's called, very funny name, Oops, I Hopped My Pants. Okay, when I looked at their website once, and I think they have like a series of beers like this. They're out of Northport, so wasn't even familiar there was a brewery there. One of the great things about craft brewing industry, especially here on Long Island, and I'm sure over most of the United States, is you got all these nano, micro farm breweries popping up all over the place. So we get really exposed to a lot of good beer. This one in particular, like I said, I've never had a beer from this brewery. So this will be the first for my, since I've started these YouTube videos and this Scott's Rathskeller page. So it is advertised as a India Pale Ale. I'm guessing it's going to be either like a hazy IPA, 6.5% alcohol. Obviously this can is 16 ounces. I always find, like, when you go to your local beer store nowadays, and you can buy in some of those stores nearby here, and I'm sure across the United States and elsewhere, you can buy 16-ounce cans. You can just pick up like 4, 5, 6 of them random, as much as you want, from different breweries, which is great, and put them on there. Sometimes you got to buy them in 4-packs and things like that. So the labels on these cans are almost like, people sometimes looking at wine labels, or, you never want to, your parents always told you don't judge a book by its cover. But I got to say, these labels these days have become a lot, snazzier and eye-catching and funny. There's some really, really good ones out there. I think Duclaw Brewery down in Delaware, I think they are. It could be Maryland, Delaware. Has a lot of fancy ones too. So Northport, New Jersey, Sand City Brewing Company. Again, never had one beer from them. And on Long Island, it's surprising that I haven't come across this. And I'm just kind of taking a look at the can here. It almost looks like they have from Scooby-Doo, the bus on the front here. So let's get this poured. Okay, and we'll talk about it. All right. So again, I'm just going to try to pour this like I recommend you at home. If you have your tulip glass, I didn't show you my glass. I'll show you the glass with the beer in here in a second. Like a tulip or something kind of supports it, the head on it a little bit better. Wow, I just poured this. And I'm sitting, you can see I'm sitting roughly 1.5 feet away, and I'm already getting the blast of hops, which I consider a good thing. So we got this, again, sorry for pausing there, but I'm still getting, there's like a trail of hop behind it. So this thing's got to be heavily hopped, which is not a bad thing if I'm looking at an IPA. So kind of a medium dark gold color, little haze to it. If it's IPA, it's looking like it's a little bit of a juicy IPA, so they may use some wheat, which has a lot more protein in it, and polyphenols, and it gives you that haze. And and listen, they're more professional than I am doing my home brewing, but I'm sure you get a little bit of a chill haze. They're not going to cold crash this type of style. Cold crashing is when they chill the beer down. I do it in my garage, and it drops a lot of the particulate out, but you're not really it's not necessary for this style of beer. But nice gold, pretty clear, a little haze to it. We're losing the head a little bit quicker than I would like, but pretty beer. But kind of, like I said, when I'm looking at it here, it looks more like a darker straw, light gold. On the camera there, it looks more like a brighter gold. Again, woo. Wow, you get, I said, ooh, it wasn't like at the dentist when the dentist goes, oops, with the hand in the mouth. And it's funny I just said that because it's, oops, I popped my pants. You got a lot of stone fruit here, like kind of like peach, maybe a little mango, no grapefruit, which I've been getting a lot of beers recently with a lot of grapefruit in there with the Cascade hops, the Pacific Northwest. A little mango, definitely peach. But I mean, I can kind of just put this away from my nose and get a little bit of it. You know, malt is not dominating here. So, you know, you get that typical blank canvas kind of, you know, white bread, maybe cracker, but you just can't avoid getting the citrusy, floral nature of the fruit. But again, I get a lot of peach and mango. So if that's your thing, and me a little white grape, you know, a little white grape. But very pleasant. I mean, definitely something that I'm looking forward to taking a taste of this thing. And this is not even a style I buy all the time, but it's so entrenched in a lot of the microbreweries, these hazy IPAs and juicy IPAs, that you know, you want to appreciate them too. Okay, so all right, cheers. Again, same thing. You know, a lot of times, fortunately, I don't have to do too much Sherlock Holmes work because the aroma kind of translates into the flavor in a lot of these beers. So I'll just start with the malt. I mean, you definitely, you know, very neutral kind of malt profile. They probably use like a 2-row, basically low kilned wheat. I doubt there's much crystal in there. If not, it's a very low Lovibond. Lovibond is the scale that the higher the number, the darker the malt is, and you can just tell by the color that if they are using it, it's very light. So again, I get that, again, that white grape as I bring it back to my nose. But yeah, white bread, not much toast or crust or bread crust in there, mainly very neutral white bread. You know, if it was like a little toast in the malt profile, very lightly, but I can even err on the side of being more like flour, bread doughy than actually like a darker bread crust. But you can get that mango. I get mango and peach. That white grape. See, every time I bring it to my nose, I get like hit with the hops, which is, again, I'm not considering a bad thing here. Like a white grape type of smell. Believe it or not, and it's probably because they're, you know, I don't see anywhere on the can New England IPA or hazy IPA. I'd have to look online and check it out. So I'm not getting that much bitterness like a West Coast IPA would give you. Remember, the bitterness, I've said on a few videos, you want to let it hit your tongue. Give it 20, 30 seconds after you swallow to feel it. And I'm not getting much. And that's really a big differential between your New England IPAs, the hazy juicies, versus your West Coast IPA. The West Coast IPA, you're going to get hit a little bit more with the bitterness. I have a video I'm going to be posting from Sam Adams Cold IPA, and I think there was another beer I did a review on that I talk about how you just feel that bitterness like right away, more of a West Coast. This is very easy, very mellow. You know, medium light carbonation on there, which is good because a lot of times I don't want that. If I'm getting hit with that strong aroma and flavor of the hops, you know, I don't want to be blasted with a big carbonic bite that it's like singeing my tongue, especially if it is a beer that uses more bittering hops. Remember, the bittering hops they throw at the beginning of the boil of the beer when they're doing the wort, and wort, W-O-R-T. And then like the flavor ones go a little closer to the end of the boil, and then the aroma is usually at the very end, and then maybe dry hopped. So you don't want, a lot of times if I'm getting hit with a lot of bitterness, I don't want a strong carbonic bite. There's a nice low to medium mouthfeel, so you don't really get too much of that creaminess. Maybe a little bit on the back end, you get that coat, but the fruit lingers, which is nice. But again, if there's not that much bitterness, I don't know what the IBUs are on this thing, but if whatever you do have, it kind of floats away, or floats away very quickly. So if you like that type of IPA or like a juicy, hazy IPA, this would be a beer for you. I'm just going to pour it again. I want to see if I can get, like I've done on other beers, because I usually like to get, so really, I mean, any knock, I would like to see a little more frothier head, maybe a little thicker. We try to get an inch ahead on the foam, an inch ahead on the beer. Okay, so you can get the aromatics. Yeah, but it's very nice. So you're not getting this is not malt derived. This is a classic juicy hazy IPA profile, even though it's not written on the can anywhere. Stone fruit. Lighter to medium body. It's like I said, it's 6.5%. I think it drinks like 6.5%. Sometimes you get those Belgian beers, they're 10%, they drink like they're 2%. This 6.5 drinks about 6.5, and it's very easy drinking. I'd recommend this to someone if they wanted to get into, different IPAs or hazy IPAs, to try something like this. Because again, the aroma and the flavor with those types of fruits, peach, guava, mango. I didn't really get much guava. I should take that back, but it was the mango kind of taste that is very pleasant. And again, when I say these fruits, for those of you who are new to me, I mean, like other guys that do videos like this, most of the time they're not putting that fruit in the beer or juice in the beer, even though, some places have been known to back sweeten it. I think they usually have to advertise that, if I'm not mistaken. So again, you're getting that mango, peach, white grape. Just to go run through it one more time with you guys. Yeah, low bitterness to maybe moderate at the very most. Easy, very easy drinking. So, if I was going to kind of give this a ranking I'd go pretty high with this. B plus, A minus. If I'm, again, I had said I wasn't going to be doing grades on these. I just want to talk about the beer, but a lot of people like the grades. So in my opinion, that's that. I would not turn this beer away. I would even try this out, and it would intrigue me even to try some more beers from Sand City Brewing Company. Again, I'd never heard of it. It says Northport, New York, about 45-minute drive from here. So if you see these on the shelves, I would recommend you trying them out. Okay, guys. So hopefully that introduces you to a new brewery, a little bit of the New England IPA. And until next time, I got a bunch of other tastings coming, and have a great day.